everybody. I am back again with another question, but this question is a bit different. Over here you can see very carefully that there is no drawings which I have taken, and here I'll explain to you the concept of commission. Now let us see how and what is given in the question, and then we'll solve the question. First things first, let us read the question carefully and then let us go to solve it. First, there are two partners G and H with a PSR of 4:1. So the profit sharing ratio is 4:1. On 1st of April 2019, their capital balances were 2,50,000. That means the capital of G was 2 lakh and the capital of H was 50,000. So this was the capital in the beginning of the year. Now, on 1st July 2019, G withdrew 1 lakh from its capital. Please don't misunderstand this as drawings. This is the money which he had already had 2 lakh. From that 1 lakh has been withdrawn from the capital. So now the effective capital has become 1 lakh. So for the first 3 months there was 2 lakh, and for the next 9 months there will be only 1 lakh. Now after that you can see the partnership deed provides commission to G and H both 10% on net profit. So both are getting a commission of 10% on net profit, but there is additional information given. You can see very carefully, G will get a commission before. The word before has been mentioned over here. G will get a commission before, and while H will get a commission after. Now I had already explained to you earlier, and I'm sure if you have seen my PPTs, you have understood how to calculate that. If it is given before, you will just calculate normal commission, that means 10%, and if it is given after charging, the denominator will be added with the percentage given, and here you can see the percentage is given as 10%. So what is the net profit? The net profit is also given to you as 55,000. So the first thing in this question is to calculate the commission, which we'll do very soon. And then we have another information which is given, interest on capital at 10% per annum. Note in this question there is no drawing and there is no interest on drawing. There is no salary given to partners. So there are only two things given in the question. One is the interest on capital and second one is the commission. And the question has asked us to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account. So after reading the question, the first step is to go for the calculations. After writing the important points of the question, let us start with the calculation. So what are the important points of the question? The important points of the questions are that on the 1st of April 2019, the capital balances of the two partners G and H was 2 lakh and 50,000 respectively, and G has withdrawn from the capital 1 lakh rupees after 3 months. That means on 1st of July. So how will we calculate the interest on capital for G and H? Let us see that. So for G, 2 lakh for 3 months at 10%. Let us cancel the zeros. This and this we have cancelled. We have got a 4 over here. So we are ending up with 5,000. And next we have 1 lakh. Why 1 lakh? Because 1 lakh has been withdrawn. See over here. Okay. 2 lakh till 1/7/2019. That is 1st of July 2019. And thereafter, repeat, 2 lakh till 1st July 2019. Then 1 lakh. So for 2 lakh we have calculated for 3 months, and for 1 lakh we will calculate for 9 months. Which is giving us 7,500. So you can see over here 5,000 and 7,500. Total amount comes to 12,500. That is the interest of G. We don't have to calculate the interest of H because it is a very simple mental calculation. You can see it is 10% of 50,000, so it will be 5,000. So therefore, the interest on capital of G is 12,500 and the interest on capital of H is just 5,000 because 10% of 50,000 is 5,000. After the calculation of interest on capital, the next part of the question is to calculate the commission. Now the commission is before and after charging such commission. One of the partners that has got before, you can see G has got a commission before and H has got a commission after charging such commission. So let us calculate that. So we'll calculate for G 55,000 into simple calculation of percentage 10 percentage. So 5,500 is the commission for G, and for H the commission will be 55,000 into 10 divided by 110. I hope you are absolutely clear with why it is 110, because the denominator should be added with the given percentage, that is 10%. So the denominator from 100 it changes to 110%. So now let us move on to that and let us see over here. We have the commission as 5,000. So the commission for one of the partners is 5,500 and for the other partner is 5,000. So after we have done the calculation for interest on capital and the commission, after that we will transfer these amounts to the profit and loss appropriation account and see what is the resultant profit of the partners. Now let us transfer the figures which we have calculated to the profit and loss appropriation account and find out what is the resultant profit of the partners and how it will be distributed. If you remember, the profit sharing ratio was 4:1. So let us do the sum and see what is the profit of both the partners. So first things first, let us transfer the profit. So by profit and loss account bracket net profit transfer. What is the figure? 55,000. 55,000 has been transferred. When we were doing this question, we have found out there is no other item in the credit side of the profit and loss appropriation account. All the items are in the debit side of the profit and loss appropriation account, and there are only two items. One is the interest on capital and the second one is the commission. So first let us write the interest on capital. So to interest on capital account, we have two partners G and H, and we have calculated that for G 12,500. I hope you are very clear with that. 5,000 plus 7,500 is 12,500. And H, it was a mental calculation which we had done. If you remember, 10% of 50,000 was 5,000. So the total interest on capital comes to 17,500 of both the partners. After that, we will take the commission. To commission, and you can see G and H are two partners, and the commission has been calculated for G as 5,500 and for H it was 5,000. The calculation is done over here. I hope you have understood the calculation, and now we are transferring over here 10,500. Okay, so we have transferred 17,500 as the interest on capital and 10,500 as the commission. Now the total of the credit side will obviously be equal to the total of the debit side. I hope you know why we do this. The concept is we follow the double entry bookkeeping system, and for every debit entry we have a corresponding credit entry. Now you can see 55,000 rupees is in the credit side, and the debit side we actually have 28,000. So if you subtract 55,000 and 28,000, you end up getting 27,000. So 27,000 is the net profit, net distributable profit among the partners, that will be distributed among the partners and will be transferred to the capital account, which we'll prepare very soon, and I'll explain to you in my next lectures how the figures are transferred from the profit and loss appropriation account to the capital account. Now let us see over here. So we can write over here to profit transfer or to share of profit. It's absolute up to you. Both are correct. Repeat again. We can write either profit transfer or to share of profit. Both are absolutely correct. To share of profit or profit transfer, we have G and H. Now we'll distribute 27,000 in the ratio of 4:1, and you can see very carefully the calculation will be 27,000 divided by 5, okay, which will give you 5,400. So H will have 5,400, and if you multiply 5,400 with 4, you end up getting 21,600. Therefore, the calculation of the share of profit of G will be 21,600, and for H it will be 5,400. Keep watching my channel and don't miss any of my lectures. To do that, you know what you have to do. You have to press the bell icon, and I'm sure most of you have subscribed to my channel. If you have not yet done it, please subscribe it.